This is grown man business. The collar swag don't hit a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them bags, popping them tags. You know how we bless that cash. The grown man biz. The grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business.
The flow is tight, show you right. I'm the one you can.
We gonna talk about it all, brother.
What's going on, man? I don't know right now.
You don't know right now?
I don't know right now. I'm just
It's
trying to get these boys together, man. They acting funny on me, man. Look here, man-made technology.
Man-made technology. Always a shout out to the upper
always a something going on.
Shout out to the upper room.
I see what y'all doing upper room. They always trying to, man. Upper room, always trying to upper. It's almost like when Trey Michaels try to pull a Trey Michael.
Well, you know when Trey Michael do a Trey Michael, she be Trey Michael.
She be Trey.
She do what she do. She do what she do when she do it. But it's all good, man. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. We love y'all out there. Thank y'all for showing up to us, to check us out, to see what we talk about. We always do this show, and I always let y'all know that the Male Review is a show that always comes in with life as we know it from the male perspective. We try to go ahead and get that out there to let y'all know how we really think instead of letting somebody tell us how we supposed to think. We're going to tell you how we really think.
We got to control our own narrative, and I think that's just one of the main focuses of the Male Review, we are men.
Yes, we are.
We think similar in a lot of realms.
But we also...
or it is assumed that we think similar in every realm, though. No. And that's the thing. That's the reason to bring this certain conversation to the forefront, to the table, if you will, just to say, hey, yeah, it's some things that me and Markel disagree on. With some things that me and Markel may agree on. It's some things that Tyrone and Markel, it's some things that we all agree or disagree on, but you get a general perspective that maybe a guideline, hopefully. And even if there is differences, opening up the conversation. You said that last week about one of the topics. Well, it at least opens up conversation.
It does. Because why not discuss it?
Yeah.
Why not actually discuss it? That's what we do here. So right now, in the studio, just to let y'all know, we got
the leg is in the house.
Yes. Look here. The leg is in the building. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We have two very extraordinary gentlemen in the building with us. One of them being our brother, Key2.
New Era Atlanta.
New Era Atlanta. Yeah, now, if y'all remember from recent history, we went out and we gave out food to everybody, gave out some groceries to people. This brother with New Era Atlanta, very sharp brother, very good with the community, outstanding community organizer. So he does a lot of different things. He's kind of a man of many, many talents. So we definitely got him in the building. Welcome to the show, of course, Brother Key2.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, brothers, for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you being in the building. And, of course, another extraordinary gentleman we also have in here, the brother Nemesi. What's good? Social 23 Project, my man. He is here definitely to help us out and definitely looking out for the veterans and looking out for, brothers and sisters. We definitely are blessed to have you in the building with us again. Definitely love you, brother. Love the energy you bring. We're glad to have you here on this wonderful Saturday on a hot day on the first day of July.
First day of July. I just want to go ahead and say something, man. Rest in heaven to my mother. Today would have been her birthday, and she passed away in 2001. Yes. And this at 66. 2002 at 66 years old. So I don't know how she would have been, but God dog it. The reason that I am the man that I am is because of that woman right there. Everywhere I go, the people that knows me, they say, you are Estelle.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to talk about that, how, we are developed by the people, mothers as well. We always talk about male influences and you need a man, but sometimes that woman gives you that passion and that love that kind of like creates what you are to be. Especially when we need to know who we need to be for a woman. The best person to learn it or hear from sometimes, most of the time, is a woman. Yes. And you have to get taught that part by a woman. So, mother,
happy 88th.
I'm pissing people off just like you taught me. God damn it, I'm doing it, mama.
Just like you taught me, mama. Yeah. Right on, man. Yeah. Well, thank y'all, of course, again, for joining us today here in the studio. How was your week this week, Brother Dylan? Did you have a good week, man?
I had a outstanding week. Had a conversation with Brother Key2 yesterday on some things that will be coming up with New Era Atlanta and the community service as well. Just some great activities and events. That's for us, for the community. We say this often, that I say this often.
Yes.
That we got to be the ones doing the work.
We here.
You know, so I'm meaning that wholeheartedly, saying that you got structures and people put in place for policies, but the policy don't mean shit if it ain't nobody pushing the policy.
That is correct.
Or changing the narrative of what maybe the policy should be.
Correct.
Because just because this is your policy don't mean that this is the policy that I want to hear. Exactly. You know, so I just love the fact that I appreciate the opportunity to put me in that group, brother, as well as my, pushing forward with Yale Entertainment. Me and my brother TR, once again, constantly working on the next level of the shows that's coming to the brand and everything. So it's just been work for me.
Right on, man.
And just to hit me, I'm energized, man. I love it. So no complaints from me. No complaints at all, brother.
Like
how about
week.
You, man?
Hey, man, I've had a pretty good week myself, man. I've been definitely working on the 9 to 5, doing my thing, as always. Got to keep that going because you got to keep the bills paid. Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to get it for free yet. So
we'll find it.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way. And until then, I will sally forth. I will carry on, sir. I will continue. I will sally forth. Yes, indeed. So it was a good week for me. And as the brothers in my neighborhood used to say all the time, hey, you know what? Any day above ground is a good day. For sure. Because that gives me opportunity.
And I didn't even have to use my AK.
You didn't even have to use your
copyright.
AK. It's a good That's an insider right there. Lord
Jesus.
That's an insider. But it was a good week for me. So, just out here being extraordinary as usual.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to go ahead and throw in a shameless plug. We was talking last week about me going to so in case y'all don't know, and Dylan always knows, he's like, you always bring that up. So as a polyamorous man, I attended a polyamorous gala last weekend, and I was nominated to be OG. I actually won the award.
Applause! Congratulations for fucking.
Listen to me, sir.
He put in a whole
no fingertips. No fingertips. No fingertips.
It had nothing to do with fucking, sir. It just had everything to do. So this is the thing. So just of course, he always ripping me about this.
I got her.
But what it's about for me and what it meant to me was that a lot of people in the polyamorous community, and especially the Black polyamorous community, we do a lot of conversation, we do a lot of talking, we do a lot of advice, we do a lot of things as far as giving people guidance when they're dealing with these situations that you run into a lot of times when you date multiple people or married to someone dating other people, so on and so forth. So that is what the nomination was for, because I offer advice, I offer encouragement and so on and so forth to try to help people navigate these things. Not a relationship expert.
Right.
I just go by my experience.
Right.
And so I use my experience in order to help these people. And so they nominated me. Didn't know if I was going to win or not, but they announced my name.
Here
I
you
won
are.
the award, and here I am. So
congratulations, bro.
Markel.
And I'm always messing with you about it. But
always mess with me.
I mean, everybody got to be good at something.
That's
so
correct.
I have yet to win an award for what I've done.
Sir, listen. You did. You got a wedding ring. Moving on. So anyway,
and real players don't keep score.
And that's correct.
Oh,
that is correct.
Oh.
Real players don't keep score. I didn't keep score, but they did. I didn't say, "Hey, you should nominate me." I said,
"So it is."
Yeah,
it is truly don't. It is truly don't hate the player, hate the game. I got you.
Right on, man. But yeah, man, I had a great week, man. My week's been great. So,
Key2, what about you, man?
How about your week, brother Key2? I know you a busy man. Let me tell you something. Let me just throw in a real quick thing for this man. This man was working so hard on that Saturday when I met him. I swear I was sweating from the time I left there till I went to bed that night, just because of the work you was putting in. So I know you had a busy week. I know you had a good week, sir.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Yeah, well, my week is always full, because it starts with family.
Yes, sir.
And legacy. So it's always trying to figure out how to make sure that my time is outvaluing the money that they're trying to sell me, and trying to figure out ways that we can just have some closed loop solutions on financial situations. Because if you keep coming to a problem, you have to keep fixing it and keep fixing it, keep fixing it. That's a problem within itself. So, family. I took my son to Clayton County International Water Park that they got over there, Spivey Park.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and just and because that's rich to me. You know what I'm saying? That's rich to me. I because I've been in prison and I've been in all these different places where I close my eyes. I'm like, man, I wish I was there. I wish I would, but I'm still here, and I still find a place to smile. So having my son and just having these continuous moments of bliss,
joy,
man, yeah, it's just I deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do.
And it's a beautiful thing because and so even being here today on the Mirror View, it's important for us to have a voice, and it's important for us to step into a place where we open up a space for us to exist and disagree without disrespect. Understand that that misery loves company thing.
Yes.
That's one way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But another way to look at it from a love spectrum is that's called a support group.
There you go.
That's healthy discourse.
So it's so I've been just really just making sure that how I being president of the chapter, how I lead and how I communicate with the people in the chapter, and how I prepare better, you know what I'm saying, and try to make myself more effective, and look at the other people from other chapters that we have that's really doing good, and just when they're doing it, fall in sync, because birds of a feather flock together. You can't sharpen your cut on butter, so it's iron sharpen iron.
Iron sharpens iron. We say it all the time.
And so, right. And so that's what the leadership program is about. So we had a meeting last night, actually, with the members and some other people from New Era, Atlanta, and we just spoke about that, because I wanted to hear everybody's input about where we're going to have, what communities we will feed, because everybody has a place that they've seen that's close to their heart.
Right.
So we want people to definitely be involved, because this is a leadership program. It's not like this is just what happened. Now, volunteers do get they do get the luxury to see the flyer, come out and put their work in, you know what I'm saying? And so as members, we have a little more accountability and a little more hands-on with the community and the decisions that we make that's totally intentional about what our next efforts will be. So our chapter has a full year already planned out, thanks to the founders, of what we should be doing. And so we're knocking it out. And so that's what my week has kind of been, though, just being putting it together, having it done, making sure that we're going to Chicago next week for our hood to hood there, and then coming back.
Hometown, right?
Yes,
there,
man. You're from Chicago. That's right.
I don't know.
Hometown.
Gotta fly them up there, man.
Man, look, if you want to come on out there, man, if you already got set out, it'll be great, because we landing next Friday to Sunday, and we're going through the community, the same thing that we did here. You know what I'm saying? There, because the Chicago chapter does
Mark,
the same thing.
Is it any kind of way you think you could possibly get up there for that, man? Or think about it, man.
Let me check into it to see if that's possible.
I think that would be a great thing, just to have
that's my town.
Here presence, Mirror View presence up there in your hometown, and it shows, hey, I'm coming back. This is me, Mark, doing this for the community, man.
Right, some good brothers up there, so
absolutely. And so and that's
I'm
what
gonna get back to you on it. I'm gonna let you know.
That opportunity is open. You know what I'm saying? And no harm, no foul if you can. I know it's short notice, but most importantly, so that's what we're doing here. Just getting together, sticking together, standing together. Proper preparation prevents
piss poor performance.
Absolutely.
All the time the peas in the building.
And the fish rots from the head down. So I told, I just want to let them know that this is a leadership program. So if you see me shout on something, pull my coat. This ain't no touchy-feely situation, because I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? And we have women inside our group who feel the same way, and we work together. So it's not that illusion of men versus women. That shit is off the table. No, we know it's man and woman opens the universe for everyone else to come. You separate them, nobody else is coming. You know what I'm saying? So my week has been full, and Man,
Bam, I'm here.
But we in that thing. We in the cut like a Band-Aid. So
right on.
Yeah,
right
man.
on.
I'm glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, man. Welcome. Brother
Oh,
Nemesi. What's good, man?
It is all good. All good, man.
Sir, right on. How was your week this week, my man?
I had a week of being encouraged and being an encouragement, man. It's all about digging deep in that bag. I don't want to sometimes. You gotta dig in that bag even though you don't want to, and come out with finding a way to make it happen, man. So this week I say, sometimes we get caught up in all of the stuff going on. I don't care if it's bills, I don't care if it's job or traffic or whatever. We can get discouraged, man. But my grandson, I just look at him sometimes. He just turned 1 right in April, but he don't care about nothing, man. He don't care about nothing but dancing and just having a good time, man. He don't care about nothing, man. I'm like, man, that's got to be a state of mind.
Man, this must be blessed. No worries at all.
So that's an encouragement for me, So I dig into it. It's all been about preserving history and legacy this week for me. So I got a chance to reach out with TST Network.
Shout out to the TST Network.
Right on.
And man, we got a chance to put together some of the greatest performances in Soldier Show history.
Okay.
So we got a chance to put them up on the network. I hadn't gone official with it yet.
Okay.
But to preserve that type of legacy and history, man, it's just been an awesome thing. And big shouts out to Blackwater 24/7.
Yeah.
Really.
Hey, remember Blackwater was chiming on the strings, and we were like, "Who the hell is this with this fine logo?"
Yeah.
Shout out to Blackwater.
Yeah.
Come to find out.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Right on.
Black Sam, man, we've been really digging into creating a lot of music, man. Just an awesome experience to go full circle. He's a military guy too.
Okay, well there you go.
And we went through kindergarten and all that together, but to be doing work now, it's just awesome, man. So creating a lot of music for the film that's coming out with Lil Webby and all those guys.
Okay.
Big shouts out to Mark Lenz and Tony Snow. But this movie that they're getting ready to drop is called A Cold A World.
Okay.
They picked up some of the music for the soundtrack. And I got a chance to showcase some acting chops. But just getting all these things in place, man. So that's what this week has really been about, getting that stuff in place. And also supporting, I got to shout out, my parents they're celebrating their 50th class reunion this weekend.
Okay,
so I'm just helping them get that thing
popping. Right on.
I told, hey, moms, get out there and dance and break it
Yes.
down. They provide so much music for us, man. They're in their mid-70s.
Okay.
So it's
And still moving though.
Are they gonna be doing that Tamia dance? Because that thing is difficult. That line dance, that Tamia line dance is wild, boy.
Yeah, but just to see that they are still able to get together as a class. They graduated in 69.
Okay, right on.
But
Okay.
they're still working together and still getting together for those seasons every year, every 2 years, they doing it, bro. So that's what it's been about, man. Being encouragement.
Sounds busy. Men be busy out here,
Men
y'all.
be busy out here.
Men be busy out here. All right, y'all.
Okay.
Well, thank y'all definitely for letting us know about the week and letting us know how y'all doing and how everything is going. We're gonna take a little teeny tiny break. We're gonna go ahead and pay some bills quick. But when we come back,
hot show.
we got a hot show. We got some stuff to talk about, man. Especially when we talk about men in general. One of the things we really want to focus on in this show and going forward absolutely is dealing with men's health. But one of the things we really want to focus on, we want to talk a little bit about toxic masculinity. Nothing you guys said actually sounded toxic. So why is that the big conversation nowadays? We talk about it, but we're going to really dig into it when we come back. So y'all stay tuned on the Male Review and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We will definitely be here on Yale Radiocast in a few minutes. As always, we finna get to business. Stand by.
Hey, this your boy Big Trap with Yale Entertainment, and you can find me at 1MO question QUESTION. Check out my movie Behind the Trap. Go to my page and get the info. Hey, we all we got.
Hey, it's Pastor Sean with Healing Haven of Atlanta, where we specialize in the healing and development of our young men and our young dads 18 and up. We are a community resource center. We specialize in the Healing and Development. Young men, young dads, we help you get on your feet. We help you get your job. We help you with leadership development. You have suspended license because of child support. We have fatherhood classes that can help you guys get on your feet, get your license back, whether it is court ordered or voluntarily. Plus, we have wraparound services that are right here in this community to help us with job training and job placement. Y'all can reach us at healinghaven, the number 8 at gmail.com, or reach us on the web at healinghavenatl.org. Come through, come holler at us, let us be of service to you. Peace.
Hey, this is your boy Mark L., one of the members of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for the Male Review right here on Yale Radiocast. Ladies, are you looking for something special to do for your man? Something to make him feel special, something to show him that you love and appreciate him. You should send him to For Men's Only, right there located in Sandy Springs. This is a men's only salon where he will be pampered. They have barbering services. They also do manicures and pedicures. Also, you can go and visit their website at www.fmogrooming.com if you want to get a look and see the services that they offer. And give them the hashtag the leg. They will give you a discount off of your services for that day. So ladies, send him to For Men Only. We look forward to seeing you. And as always, the motto is get the business.
Keith A. Lewis Jr. I've been giving back to these streets since '04.
Really took a real team effort. We fed over 130,000 meals this summer to 225 families daily.
We need people to understand the importance of each other. People have to understand it's unity.
I'm one step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnel to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me introduce you to the way I do my thing. I feel like I'm a step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnel to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me introduce you.
Freedom song, freedom song, freedom song. This is my freedom song. That's the how. Hey, that's the how.
Disregard all the things that I see. I'm a leader, I'm a king, this what it means. Black on purpose, believe you can achieve anything. Deep dreams and could lead, this what it means. To be black on purpose, I'm worth it, I'm perfect, pristine, divine, baby, this is what it means. To be black on purpose.
This is grown man business. The collar swag don't hit a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them bags, popping them tags. You know how we bless that cash. The grown man biz, the grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business.
The flow is tight.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Male Review. Thank you again for tuning in with us here at Yale Radiocast on the Male Review with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Again, we are in the studio today with, of course, Brother Dylan Yale, my co-host, my brother Nemesi, and my brother Keetu. We are in the building to talk today. We're about to have some shown up conversation,
Ooh,
y'all. We about to talk about some things. Dylan, you said you wanted to go ahead and start off with a little clip.
Yeah, okay. So basically, just to circle around for the concept of the title of the show, thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, share the stream. We need likes, we need follows, we need all of that. Because this is the conversation that stays on the table.
Yes, all the time.
In reference to men.
Yep.
Masculinity.
Yes, sir.
And this goofy ass word, toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like masculinity is under attack. Basically, this is my mindset. This is my envision of the word masculinity. If there's things done wrong by a man, it's just he's ignorant. Wrong. He made a mistake. He did some stupid crap. That has nothing to do with his masculinity.
He's just a person who did something wrong.
Yeah, he made a personal error in judgment on some things he did. Abuse, his self insecurities, as it will, as a man, and things of that nature. That's not necessarily toxic. He just has some discrepancies that he needs to work on. A bad mother doesn't have toxic femininity. She's just a horrible mother. So I have a real disdain for that word toxic masculinity.
Well, the thing about it, and from what I'm understanding about it, and the way it comes to me, the discussion is really about the roots of why this person did this bad thing, right?
Can we get a definition? Why you have that?
Okay, as far as
toxic masculinity,
pick you a couple dictionaries.
Let me look. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, as you carry.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm thinking about is they're thinking it's more of a, it's okay. So imagine somebody's getting sick, right? You get sick. Let's say you get scratched or what have you, and then what happens over time is it scabs up. If it gets infected, that actually turns into, let's say, a boil filled with pus or something like that. And then if it explodes, it's like, oh my God, we can see this comes from some toxicity inside, meaning it started somewhere, and here is where it's displaying. So that's my understanding of when I hear toxic masculinity, is saying that this has been a thing that's been happening in the male community, okay, for a while, that has perpetuated this to become what happened. So, for example, we'll say, in raising our children, okay, I came from the sped a rod, spoiled a child generation. I'm from Gen X, y'all know how we got down. We got down funky, okay? So, I got my ass whooped and so on and so forth. When they say if you continue to perpetuate that in today's society, it's a toxic behavior.
Or is it discipline?
This is the thing. And so that's the thing. And that's what happens. You get these words like toxic masculinity, meaning this is something that started beforehand, because I will say, my dad, kicked my ass when I was wrong. Right. And his dad kicked his ass when he was wrong, and so on and so forth. So as it continues forward, they start to look at it as toxicity because the society has changed. And the belief is that by striking a child, this is wrong. This is something that you should learn how to use your words and so on and so forth. So that's what I take from. Okay, when I hear those words. But Dallin, you have a dictionary definition for us?
I pulled up two different definitions. I pulled up the definition of masculinity, and I pulled up a definition for toxic masculinity.
Okay.
Let's see where it might meet in the middle.
Okay.
Or if it does, or if it's just how people feel about things, so they gave it a title, like fat phobic. I'm not scared of you because you're big. Anyways.
Gotcha.
That's working on myself. I am.
You working on yourself.
Slowly.
Good.
It's a slow cook.
Let him cook.
But it makes the meat softer.
Masculinity. Social expectation of being a man. The term masculinity refers to the roles, behaviors, and attributes that are considered appropriate for boys and men in given society. Masculinity is constructed and defined socially, historically, politically, rather than biologically driven. Qualities, attributes regarded as characteristics of men or boys. Muscles, handsome, blah, blah, blah. Those are examples. For traits of masculinity, traits traditionally viewed as masculine in Western society includes strength, courage, independence, leadership, and assertiveness. I want to stop right there.
Okay.
A lot of these attributes, anything outside of that, isn't necessarily masculinity. You see what I'm saying? Strength. I am strong enough to handle my emotions. Possibly. If I can't corral my emotions in a moment, is it strength? I.e. abusive. Question. Toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is a term that has been gained traction in the past few years. This term refers to the dominant or form of masculinity, whereas in men use dominance, violence, control to assert their power or superiority. What is considered toxic masculinity? It is a term that has been gained traction. That's the same thing I just said. Characteristics: being stoic, being promiscuous. Championing heterosexuality as the unalterable norm.
Oh, okay, look.
I'm not done.
Let him finish.
I'm not done.
We come to you next, but let him finish.
See what I'm saying?
And definitely going to you because I know you got
being violent, being dominant, sexually aggressive towards women, not displaying emotions. I want to highlight that part. Not being a feminist ally. Who won it first? I think Nemesi.
Let's go with Nemesi.
This is what it is, man. The term in itself, toxic masculinity, is a term that was put together by, it was a white guy, and there was another guy from the LBG community. Okay, those guys put together and came up with the term toxic masculinity.
Okay.
This is where it came from.
Okay.
And me and my daughter has this debate all the time.
Okay.
She graduated from Kennesaw State.
Congrats to her.
With a degree in industrial psychology.
Okay, gotcha.
So she doesn't come with me with just something light. She always get the facts, and then she want to make her stand.
Okay.
But toxic masculinity is not even I don't think it's worth putting energy into that way, because masculinity itself, if it's masculinity, then it cancels out anything toxic in the behavior.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if let's say if you got younger men around that are displaying behaviors that are less desirable,
okay,
right, disrespectful, whatever. Back, like you said, you came from Gen X generation, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, real men be like, hey, no, we're not doing that today. That's your elder, or that's your mother, that's your sister. Boy, don't play with that girl that way.
Assertiveness,
right? Mm-hmm. Right.
Leadership.
So right, that's masculinity. You step in when things are going array with poor behavior.
Gotcha.
So instead of addressing a behavior, I think they're just trying to coin a whole nother ideology behind something that really is unnecessary.
Right.
Let's just address the behavior, man.
It's more individualized than something as an overall, as a whole, is what you're saying, right?
I think toxic masculinity is a word that is weaponized. It's weaponized against black men. In particular, it's almost like when you look at the news and it's always focused on, well, the black guys are doing this, and this. But everybody else in their communities are doing the exact same thing.
Right, I got you.
So all the attention is going on this toxic masculinity. Like an example, my daughter, she has a fear of black men, and which blew my mind. But she was like, every time she goes out, no matter what she wears, where she goes, be it the mall, be it wherever, she comes across this energy. Like if a guy wants to shout at her or shoot that G at her, respectfully, she's like, no, I can't get with you on that. Thank you, but no thank you, so forth. But then you get this, well, you know where they go.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Take your,
Right.
And I'm like, to me, now that right there needs to be addressed. We have to curb that type of behavior. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody's being respectful when you shooting that game, that's okay for you to do that. But if it's no shame that they just they're not in that space.
Gotcha.
So I think we have a harder time receiving things, and it's certain things that have gotten us to this space. So be it mass incarceration, be it women leading the household, having to come up with both energies to sort of guide females and males. And my daughter is terrified. I'm like, don't be terrified of black men.
I think if we understand this new generation, unfortunately, they have let social media influence them, be their number one influence. They were literally born into the matrix, right? So the understanding is, this is, my son sat right here in this chair and said, this is the world we were born into. So everything that is a part of this world is who they are. So if they see black men are scary, black men are scary, black men are scary, that's all she knows. Although she got a black man present.
But we don't carry that same influence. Her other thing she brought to the table was, she's like, Dad, look, it is men out here, black men, that have these platforms that are catching on. And these platforms are blaming black women specifically for all of their woes and angst. And what they're doing is creating an atmosphere that if we annihilate all the black women, then all our problems go away.
Okay.
And she gave me an example.
Right.
Like,
okay, I was about to say I would love to see those.
It's almost like, and I had to go through and analyze what she was saying.
Okay.
So she gave me an example. Like, she spent time on maybe the Passport Brothers, right?
Okay.
Passport Brothers, okay, they got the flavor out there. They said, well, look, we don't want to deal with black women because they're this, and this. So we're gonna go to another country and we're gonna find our right.
Yeah, so, the Passport Bros.
Right, Passport Bros. Yeah.
Right. So her thing is, what on their platform, they're being real negative and intentional about
not talking to black women.
Bringing all these things with black women to the forefront again, like they the big problem. Mm-hmm. So when I'm like with her, I'm like, well, hey, look, only thing they did was identify who they are, what they want. So now that should move those guys off of your list.
That's all that is.
That's
all
it.
that is.
So now you see, I didn't say that she has toxic femininity.
Right.
I said this is a teachable moment. Hey, don't go out there hating on those guys. They just identified what they want. And now you don't have to go through that.
And now they're not on your list.
Right. So,
okay.
So,
all right.
And that's what I want to use that to circle back to something else too.
Those males she encountered in the mall responded with words that maybe society didn't like. Mm-hmm. But again, it's an attack if you chose a name. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So toxic masculinity is also an attack that you choose a name. Now, as far as I'm concerned about that, I always, because I'm not an outside world and bring it into my world, and then you change what's going on inside the world. I don't give a damn what's going on outside the world. I can tap in and see what's going on if I feel like moving things outside of it. You know what I'm saying? But the first thing I would do is be like, where does the source come from that definition? Because somebody wrote that.
Yeah.
And they told you at the end who wrote that. If you're not down with feminism, then you toxic.
There you go.
I'm like, so cool. So
that's why I said pause right there.
Right. Everybody has an intention. And so from my inner community aspect of it is that it's no fight between the male and the female. It's not really a fight. It's a fight when you start eating out somebody else's idea. Like the internet's not a real place. It's not a real place. It's one click away from energy not coming on and you've never seen it again. It's not
perception, but perception.
No, but that's your. But that comes back on how you process information. I don't process information from the outside in, right? I process like I am the source of power. I create and leave things around me as I go, you know, and then I intertwine with things I want to co-create or procreate with, you know what I'm saying, and building and tearing things down, taking that energy and using back for more spectrum because there is no shadow without light. So I embrace my shadow and I praise and blame is the same. I don't give a damn if you said I look great. It's like I just had a video on TV. If you say you like that, I have an appreciation for it because I appreciate that. But if you say you didn't like it, you don't like it. I don't give a damn. And if you told me you did like it, maybe you like something that I like, but I have a value for it. And your opinion on it is kind of like, okay, like rain on a hot day. All right, cool. I don't give a damn about it, right? No harm, no foul. That if you can operate from that, that's a sweet and it's a rare place because society has you caring about classism, how somebody views how you view it. Can we say it out of our mouths? Because nobody wants to be honest. I said it last time. If it were being honest and you want the truth, documentary will always outsell the fiction movies that we see. You see what I'm saying? So when you go to a place where nothing is real, nobody's telling you how they really feel, nobody's showing you how they really look. Everybody, I mean, like all that, this is not even a real place. And you accept love from there, and that made your day, you're going to accept hurt from there. And it's going to ruin your day. You made yourself a part of a piece of a device and a place where everybody keep doing this shit. This is not real life, bro. Everything else on this planet that doesn't exist like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you operate in an artificial world, you have all these artificial realities, values that you succumb to, and you have to be a victim to. But it's a thin line between victim and volunteer because you keep coming back to the internet looking.
Facts.
Oh,
Okay.
And not you. I'm not her situation. I'm talking about in all situations. So when they talk this toxic masculinity, that comes from somebody's community. It's not necessarily coming from our community at all, because we ain't heard it ever. If you want to talk about men raising little boys, man, look here. Spare the rod, spoil the child. This is the discipline. If your child was walking to the edge over there, would you scream at him to get away from the edge? Or you say, hey, you're getting close to the edge? No, don't go that close to the edge. You're almost on the edge. No, it's, hey.
Move back.
Boy, if you don't get your goddamn, you know what? That's your mama side of the family.
Then you hold him close and you say, hey, little boy, that little body you got, they don't make another one.
Right.
You fall off that one, we won't be able to enjoy all the things that we enjoy. Now, if you get into you can't stop. It's on me to protect you. Yes. It's on me to provide for you. So, man, and I don't. It's really tricky when you start caring about what society says. Whose society is it that you care about?
There you go.
But then even stripping it away, even bringing it closer to home, right? Yeah. Like my daughters are right there with me. My daughter is 31, then I got one that's 26. So they're very active young women.
Right.
All right. So now they're at the house. I think a closer example would be like a disrespect, the way we handle if we perceive you're being disrespectful. Now this happened, and I took a certain route to address the disrespect.
Right.
Now she wanted to walk past, but I stood right here and we're like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to address this right now.
Of course.
Okay. Now, thing is, if they are wrapped in a towel, now if they're wrapped in a towel and they say, well, look, I need to put something on because I'm naked. Now, if I'm wrapped in a towel, our era, you're not naked, you wrapped in a towel.
Right.
But her perception is, no, I'm naked and you sit here trying to talk to me and blah, blah, blah. So this is turned up. Now I'm turned up. Yeah. Now my masculinity say, no, you are my child. You're under my roof. It is a respect thing.
It is.
But here's the thing. I'm standing in the hallway. I mean, in the stairwell. So nobody's about to get past me.
Right.
So what that is perceived as, again, what was when you read about when we exert our dominance and this and this. So now it turns into this thing where people feel like they are false in prison.
Well, there are there are laws that you can't block someone's path where it is considered kidnapping.
It's false imprisonment.
Yeah, or imprisonment. Yes.
Kidnapping is taking somebody more than 3 feet against their will.
Well, like you said, imprisonment. It's considered legally. It's considered imprisonment. Like if we were having a moment right now and I was to lock that door and say nobody getting out there, it would legally be.
But that's
mystical.
But I mean that's what that is though, because I want to leave out, right? But
ain't that what a lot of people do?
So watch this. Hold on.
But it's a behavior that I display.
Is that
it's more? Is it being a parent, or is it being? I'm not going to let you get away with the disrespect.
We're going to handle this,
and we're going to have this conversation right now, because I'm not going to let it go. Now, is that toxic masculinity? This is what was put on the table to me.
So this is what I'm talking about. So what I like doing in that is because a lot of people like playing emotional checkers.
Yeah.
In moments like that, especially when they kind of wrong. So you say, "Oh, let me get dressed. Go get dressed, and I'll be him waiting on you."
Now, I did not take that approach.
No, I mean,
but I should.
The only reason I say that is because of the mood that's being put on. Because you know you're not naked. But if that's a card if that's a move that you choose to move, I'm gonna counter this with sense, because I need you to have just enough rotation room to see you wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that comes with time, and that also comes with someone else not engaging and pulling shit like that on you. You know what I'm saying? Which, as a child, is hard because y'all not peers.
Correct.
But that's the perception, and it's get mixed up and blended in. And when you have the outside influences, again, getting back to what is perceived to be toxic masculinity. Now, if I would have just let them just run rampant and do whatever they wanted to do,
you're a bad father.
Then. And another man was there at my house. He's like, "Hey, what the hell? This is how this. Oh, okay. We know who wear the pants up in here." Right. So then you get this contrast, right?
There you go.
So it's like, no, you have to make a stand as a man and you cannot get caught up in this toxic masculinity. But the behavior, the example that she gave again is these guys are being not just, well, hey, bitch, go do this, go head on there. They are actually being a little more aggressive and assertive. Now they want to get in your face.
Right.
And then there's no other males around willing to say, hey, bro, no, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
They let the toxic behavior
that's
continue.
So man, and look, I all right. I know we talking about it, but just for this next like 2 minutes with me, that shit don't exist.
That's
it's just
what
like,
I'm
bro,
saying.
it's not a real thing. You just a bad person. You a bad person, or you got some ways that's about yourself that's totally contradicting how people receive that shit. And that happens because we all speak in different languages. We all use different words because you know she could take bitch from all her partners. You know, some niggas call each other bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and stuff
that's
like
a Florida slang through and through, bro.
Down there in New Orleans, and so. But I don't like saying it's a male and female thing. It's a human thing.
That's the thing.
You know
Go
what
ahead,
I'm
jump
saying?
in, Mark. Yeah,
And
what you got?
that's the part, and you know, not to cut you off, but that's the part that we're talking about here. Where does the line between this is something that we can call everybody is toxic masculinity versus this is just a bad person.
This is a bad human
Because
trait.
if that was his son, would that be toxic masculinity?
Right, because you know, Dad, you're blocking me from getting by with a child. Now, granted, okay, let's keep it 100. We men, so we talk to each other a little bit differently because of how men talk. Well, not even like that, but just but like the difference between me saying to my daughter, you know what, you're right. Let me let you go get dressed, and me saying to him, nigga, please, are you for real right now? Are you for real right now? Because as men we talk to each other in a different tone because we also have expectations and beliefs.
The thing is that let me catch you right there.
Yeah,
I see where Nemesi is saying. Like,
yes.
It ain't even about just being the man part. I'm the parent.
I'm the parent, and see that's a different
man, mother or father. I'm a parent talking to you right now. And what has happened is they've allowed the child to think they're on the same level as the parent. At no point in my life, whether I was 10, 15, 20, 25, my mother died when I was 28, that I ever thought I was on the same level to talk to my mother. I knew I had more maturity to talk to her differently, but I never thought I was on her level to try to say that she's coming at me wrong. So I think a lot of shifts, too many shifts have happened here. So,
and it's just a human, it's human disrespect. Cause me and my mama talk crazy to each other. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't always like that. You know what I'm saying? But it boils down to respect. Even in mother, child, father, daughter. You know what I'm saying? If there's a it has to be some type of disconnect there. You know what I'm saying? And I would say both parties are to blame because it was some decisions that were made and some words that were said that was based out of fear, ego, pride, and a lot of different things that come from, you know what I'm saying, counter love. You know what I'm saying? So, and like we were saying earlier, if you was on your deathbed or she was on her deathbed, would we be willing to compromise about how we felt?
Of course, because that particular feeling is no longer the priority.
Right. And so watch this. If you're willing to compromise at the end, you should be willing to compromise in the beginning with the same love because it's there. It's present. You know what I'm saying? And only the ego and fear won't allow that space to be filled with nothing but love because it's in you. That's why you even have a conversation with her about that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you even became the man that you are from where you came from. You know what I'm saying? The parents that you were from, and how you see your lineage. Like you said with your grandson. If you allow the babies who get here and get them souls get in that body, he's gonna teach you so much more that you add to your information. And so it's really just a point where we saying things because when you allowing that outer shit get inside your inner shit, then it start getting blurry because everything is truly a black and white issue until you start putting emotions involved, and that's when it starts getting absolutely.
And that's something that, in my opinion, again, the behavior is also driven by a cultural experience. So if we grew up like they're not having this type of behavior in our culture. We didn't grow up.
Right.
It is a new culture.
It is a new culture.
And I cannot hold them accountable to some of the ways that I have to come through.
Right.
Because I can get on my high horse all day. But at some time, I got to pause and listen to what they're trying to say. It's not about me and this is how I see it, because that's not the reality.
Right on.
Right.
So
we came from the I said so generation.
And I don't agree with all of that.
Right, and we didn't agree with it then, but that was what it was.
But some of it, we just have to look at their culture experience, because I grew up in the country, bro.
Yeah.
So I grew up where B.B. King and Oprah Winfrey grew up at.
Okay, gotcha.
So as far as outside influences, my parents and my uncles, my aunts, they were the nucleus of the influence. But when you have the internet, you have all of this connection.
Weapons of mass distraction.
That is the nucleus of their culture, though. You feel me? That's the nucleus of their influence.
Gotcha.
And that is the root, not the symptoms. Because what we're seeing is the symptomatic part of it, right?
Yeah.
That is the root of the problem.
Correct.
Because they've been born with a computer chip in their hand. And so when you take and when you want to take it out the hand, it's like taking your whole hand off. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take it from you.
It is.
So essentially, if we just fast forward this 100 years, they're cyborgs.
Ooh. We are. That's why I live where we're in the Matrix.
That's it.
They total cyborgs. They have human, have computer, and then they're being fed from computer.
Yeah.
All day.
They're looking at electric all day. The dopamines in your brain is being released on a frequency all day that's ebbing and need more of it before they say thank you God for watching me all through the day and watch my child while I'm sleeping at night. They'll be watching the phone before they say thank you for raising me out of bed and let me breathe again and be again. They'll look in that damn phone. You see what I'm saying? And so the bigger issue is how this shit causing stress, PTSD. It's releasing dopamines unnaturally to you. It's making your grandchildren and your grandchildren, when they grandparents, their grandchildren gonna be the weakest version that they've ever seen of the human being on this planet at all.
Yeah, but we are in these times now. True, those are facts.
Right. So you need to be doing something about it now, because it's only gonna get worse. Because just because you're not watching it, don't mean it's not gonna grow.
But the thing is, it's just like my era and our time. My parents' era, they had their era. And like my mother is not trying to do anything that's technical advanced. Nothing. She ain't trying to upgrade. She ain't trying to mess. She's her learning has stopped. My mom's she was born in 51, 52.
All right.
But my pop's just the opposite. He's trying to learn everything.
Right.
But the thing is, they say you either get it now and get in, or you're gonna get left behind. So we have to look at it through this lens.
But what
like cloning, for instance. Cloning.
Ain't nobody but ain't nobody getting in on that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? What you getting in is being on the consumer, because they've already ran the gambit already. They've already ran the game. The game is already going. The program is already winning. Classism, racism, ageism, all that shit is what niggas be worried about, and that's not even the biggest problems over here. The moment that the man on this planet and the family stop being together and producing, we are a master race of consumers. We're master consumers. All we do is consume. So anybody who's a consumer is on a menu. They can never be at the table.
But here's the thing. We are where we are. Now we can teach, like my daughter, like the oldest one. She's growing her own garden. She's growing that. I'm guiding her through that, all of that stuff. But the reality again is we are where we are with the technical advancements that are here. Now, people can close their eyes to, like, for instance, AI. They can close their eyes to it. And I'm going to get back into toxic masculinity, but we cannot afford to not be on board with what is coming. You have to be able to navigate. It's almost like people used to say a black man shouldn't be in the military. It's like, now, you fast forward that 25 years later, and I go back and visit the same people that were saying that nonsense. I'm retired, so I can go out and do this. I have provided this for the family, this for their education, this for the community, and this. That same person with that ideology is not doing. I ain't gonna even say a quarter. They haven't had opportunities. They have been limited to their resources, limited to their experience of life. So I'm just saying that we are here, instead of saying that we it's almost like saying that we can't move forward, we have to move backwards. No, we have to be aware of what's going down right now, and how can we use that information and resources to advance our platforms and advance where we're gonna eventually be.
Now, so time a little bit of both of what y'all are saying together. So time kind of a little bit about what y'all are both saying together. I understand exactly where you come from. This is where we are in the time. This is where we are. But kind of time in what you're saying, there has to come a point where, even though we know where we are, we have to be able to bring that to a reality,
right,
to where we understand that this is a tool versus this is life.
Right.
Not the tool is the life.
Right.
But this tool we use in
said.
order to make our life better. And so that when we come in with these words, toxic masculinity, we got to realize this is something that's coming from the tool. It's not coming from real life, right? This is something that
I don't know that I necessarily agree.
Well, I know I feel you, and you don't have to agree, but you don't have to agree. But what I'm saying is, I understand exactly what both of y'all are saying in essence of that, because at some point we're gonna have to come into the reality. All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
No, we ain't going to break.
Because you got some stuff to say. Wait a minute.
No, because I want to use some of these clips and some things going on with these videos to kind of like streamline why we think this way.
Yeah.
Or some, some things that kind of develop further along this conversation. So basically, shout out to my homeboy, man, Brandon French, a little close brother of mine, man. And I've known Frenchie ever since he was probably like 20 years old. So he's mid-30s now. And just watching his development into a young man who really doesn't know where he is with it, and him coming into his own of how he feels, and now me and him go back and forth on posts a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching your little brother,
right?
So basically, let's circle around to Mark the conversation about what happened with the young man in Chicago that attacked the mother.
Okay,
and we already know that storyline. Circle around to that real quick.
All right, so check this out. Unless y'all have been under a rock for the past couple of weeks, there was a story that came out of my hometown, out of Chicago. Just to kind of give you the skinny of it, I ain't gonna go into full detail about it, but I'm gonna kind of give you the highlights of it. There's a situation where a woman and her son went to go get food from a restaurant. At the time that they were in the restaurant, a verbal disagreement occurred between this lady and a gentleman in the restaurant. At the time, her son was there. He's 14 years old. She told him to go to the car. Typical mother response. Get him out of harm's way, right? So he goes to the car. This gentleman continues to escalate in his anger. Don't know where it came from. Don't know exactly what they were talking about.
Right.
But his aggression escalated. And the son came back while he was there in the store. This gentleman decided to strike this woman. 14-year-old pulls out a weapon and fires on this gentleman, eventually killing this gentleman. And then the mother and the son were arrested. And a couple of days later, they dropped the charges.
Right.
Now, here we go.
I want to play this clip. I want y'all to get y'all opinion of it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted y'all to hear what Frenchie's opinion was on this topic.
All right, this is what y'all want to talk about? Well, this is what I have to say about it. I've been seeing this shit about this guy that was in this food place, and he was talking shit to this fucking lady, and he ended up telling her to shut the hell up, and if she say one more thing, he gonna punch her in the mouth, and then he ended up punching the shit out of her, and then the lady's son came in and shot the dude. Now, what I'm seeing following this event, because I'm not going to chime in on what I think about what happened and picking a side and doing all this stupid ass talking y'all be doing online, because y'all don't be talking about shit that matters. So what I'm going to point out is the deeper fact that's going on. And what's going on is the proof of the desensitization that's happening because of social media and all this shit that we've been absorbing over the years. Because see, what we've been seeing is excessive amounts of violence, to the point where now we can see somebody getting shot and knowing that they died, and all motherfuckers want to do is laugh. You motherfuckers are sitting online laughing at the fact that somebody got shot. We ain't gonna get into why you're laughing because, the morality of it and how he basically created his own situation of getting shot because he put his hands on a woman. So now we got that dynamic of, you put your hands on somebody's mom and you didn't know the motherfucker. Man, shut the fuck up. What's happening is desensitization. Now, what are the pros and cons of this desensitization that's been happening over the years? It can be a good thing because number one, it prevents us as the people from being controlled by this trauma news that we've been fed. We've always been fed trauma news. Now we're just using social media to feed ourselves the trauma because we're so obsessed with it. That's the sick part about it. People are so obsessed with trauma that now we feed ourselves the news. And you wonder why media shows us bullshit. It's because we love it. You know why we love it? Because y'all like talking about it. I'm not about to reshare this stupid ass video. Why y'all resharing bullshit? Why y'all want to reshare violence? This man got shot. It's a video of him punching the shit out of somebody's mother, out of somebody's daughter. This is a woman being hit in the face really hard. And then this man getting shot. And it's the shit y'all want to fucking reshare. Desensitized. Y'all don't give a fuck. There's a lack of empathy. There's a lack of giving a fuck about humanity. That's the shit that's happening. And that's the part I don't respect. So anybody that's resharing this shit, you're the issue. You're the problem. Y'all demonizing this guy, saying he ain't shit, and making fun of the fact that he lost his life and now he can go be with his granny. But you're not looking at yourself. This is sick shit going on, and you're feeding it. You're no better than that dude that you judging that punched this lady in the face. You sitting here trying to analyze what happened between them. That shit don't matter. You online for the shits and giggles. This is not funny. It's bullshit, and it's not helping us move forward. Talk about something better. Show something better. All right, this is what y'all want to talk about.
All right, so shout out once again my little homie Brandon Frenchie goes by his name. And he did a follow-up video to that as well, because it was shared a lot by, people around him in his community. There was some people that agreed, some people that disagreed. I said what I said because I didn't find it funny, but goddamn right I shared that shit. Goddamn right. Dylan put up a meme. I put up about 2-3 memes because goddamn it, I'd be damned if some man, because I get a little bit of my own flack thinking that I'm so against women. No, I'm not. I just hold everybody a little bit accountable, and I felt like this man might have got a little bit of what he deserved. So maybe should I have poked fun at it? Maybe, maybe not. I agree with the desensitizing of society because we do get a lot of this. So I will agree with him on that point. Mm-hmm. But Marcus.
I mean, look, we chatted a little bit about it beforehand. I'd be damned. You're not going to put your hands on my mama. And nobody in my family would allow you to put your hands on my mama. And most people won't allow you to put hands on. I don't care what color you are. It don't even come down to color at this point. It's about human. Yeah. It's about human nature. This person brought you into this world. There is no way. You can't even talk sharp to my mama. And God rest her soul. She's not here with us anymore. But yeah, I mean, hell, somebody almost caught hell on 111th Street in Chicago at a wedding reception for talking slick to my mama. Right. Let me just let you know. Right. So I agree. I'm with you. I agree. We are desensitized. And there's been a lot of shit that's online. And it's one of the reasons why I don't really like to watch the news anymore. I didn't even see the full bit. I didn't even see the full video. I didn't need to. Because I already understood what happened. Yeah, the minute I saw him punch that woman in her face, I already knew where this was going. I absolutely knew where this was going.
So I will say this: my communication with Frenchie was on that post, like, well, if he did not do that, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about, and that's what we need to focus on: realigning people with how we need to interact with other people.
Gotcha.
After COVID, even before COVID, we've been on a long, slippery slope of not knowing how to act in a moment, especially as men, not knowing how to be more manly and understood. Do I want to go into the reasons that I think about that? That's another show. If people know me, they know my opinions on that. My brother TR, Tyrone Roberts, while Frenchie's wardrobe was distracting, he contradicted everything he said when he rehearsed it. Or am I missing something?
Right.
Key 2, I see you over there, man. You got some things in your head.
What's on your mind, brother?
I mean, people know how that happens. You know, you can't. You know, self-defense. You know, you're defending somebody you love, and so. But to speak to what he was talking about, I agree with him on the desensitivity. I mean, it's
apparent.
I mean, and then it's black. You know, as long as it's black, nobody cares. You can see as many black killing, and we are, you know, we don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're living on the internet, all these folks live behind a phone. They'll say stuff to you that. Or they'll text something that they won't say in public.
I might say it in public.
Listen.
Yeah, no, I'm saying a large majority of people won't say it. You know what I'm saying, in public. And then because at some point that also can happen too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as much as we deny death, we're a death denying culture. Nobody want to act like death happens. We steady killing everybody every day. You know what I'm saying? And rap is the only music that can be played on the radio talking about killing people.
You're right. Talked about that on like Worker Wayne show. Shout out to Wayne.
But going from the program, so it's a part of the program. Him not understanding why that man got shot. That's amazing to me.
I think he understood. I think his issue was people us making light of it. I think that's his thing.
No, well, I mean, you on the internet, man. You didn't come from moral ground, did you? You didn't come. It's not your moral meter in society. You can't be mad at a bunch of private pages, emails. I mean, like
the internet didn't force that man to get shot.
No, that happened. That on screen, off screen. You can't be out here trying to tell people what they can and cannot do. This is the illusion about the internet. Right. I can do what I want to do.
Right.
Here's the illusion. Even though they'll shut your page down, you be sitting there trying to figure out how to log back in.
Oh, create a fake page.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all they do. Everybody has a page, a private page saying stuff. Man, if you sitting there engaging and got a strong feeling about how people engage on the internet. Yeah, you should kind of be like, hey, man, maybe I need to break off the digital shit.
Right on. Phoenix, very desensitized world because that entire scene was recorded and absolutely not one person intervened or tried to stop or de-escalate the situation. Now, let me go ahead and take that back to the whole concept of when they talk about toxic masculinity. That is one of the hallmarks that I've heard from my ultra feminist friends online who have said, when you see a black woman, I'm just going to use that trope. When you see a black woman in trouble, the number of black men around that are not protecting her is where they get that from.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, please.
Can I jump in?
Please do.
And Tyrone has a comment. Ma'am, this is where dialing is here. I love that.
Yeah.
You said you don't need me.
Oh.
You said ultra feminist because that's your friend's market. And I know a couple of them goofy little bras, right? I know a couple of the dark skinned one think that she don't need men because she literally said we don't need them at all. Don't go say you don't need us, me, men, then circle back and say men ain't protected. Men are protecting women. Men ain't protecting your stupid ass. Number 2.
And that might not even be true.
No.
That might not even be true.
You know a couple of them I'm watching. I might post a meme about them. I might make a meme about a couple of them.
But anyways, I'm
just joking.
Go ahead. No. But there's always an answer for that, though.
Right? All right, now what I'm saying is this second part. I was joking, a little bit of joke. The serious part is, ma'am, I have a family to get home to as well. Mm-hmm. This is what we're not even talking about. I can jump in and intervene and protect you, black woman, right? Which is there is an assumption, a presumption, a possibility that I could or that I should. But what happens to me? Ma'am, me protecting you as you would like me to as a black man and jumping in and me getting killed, are you going to take care of both my sons if something happens to me? I'm gonna circle that around the room.
I feel slightly. I feel like I agree with for anybody because they live in a disillusion when you say I don't need him and we don't need them. That's a disillusion, and that's part of being.
And that's what I'm saying.
But that's that program coming down from the cracker. The cracker is the divide and conquer of things. So when we start acting on their behalf, saying we don't need each other, we're doing just that. Right. And so, but I do disagree with that part now because it's like especially with us as a nation, you know what I'm saying, New Era. Now I come from the underroots of what happens, you know what I'm saying? So and it's something that's in me, and I think
it is.
And I understand what you say. I totally understand what you're saying.
No, because I will do it. I'm just saying they can't hold us to that standard. No, because more so than not, I think we will jump in more so than not.
But I feel like as men. Thank you, man.
She come in.
Okay.
Mama,
put it right
mama
there.
Bought food for the
and so you
bought something for
and so what happens is that as men in our community, we when they say stuff like that, and this they can call this kind of toxic or however they want to. I don't be studying that when you talking about you don't need us, whatever. You don't know what you need if you think that.
You're right.
So part of me ain't even invested because emotions, this word emotions is really broken off. Energy, motion, right? We all have an energy that we feel this feeling, right? And it consumes us, right? But we don't have to put it in motion, you know? So I feel exactly where you're coming from, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to let them being disillusioned
affect who you are in your position.
Inside because I'm going to. Because the moment I seen him, hey, bro, chill out. What's up with you?
Yeah.
Man, what's up with you? And you know, and that's with me not forgetting. Damn, I got that pistol in the car.
You know what? You know what the problem is? I think this is what happens. They take one moment and acclimate it to all of us. So maybe in that moment, maybe no man reacted. Stepped up.
Maybe
but you can't place that on every man. When we go out to these events, Key2, and what do you lead with when you're telling us to go to these doors? I want you to.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Well, this first thing, every chapter, all men must put their put their right fist in the air and take two women and go to the door because we're to protect and provide and be a security. So you're not doing this alone. So it's all about the reinforcement.
And every man stepped up in that moment proudly.
Yes.
Proudly.
Because that's our position and that's our natural made position. It's a lot of different, but see, it's natural and normal is two different things.
Yes. Well, there you go.
So when you're speaking out of normalcy, you have all these ills and delusions because of the time decides what's normal. Right. But that doesn't mean what earthly is natural. You know what I'm saying? So it's natural for us to protect and provide for us and others. And definitely with that situation, it's damn sure on us to step in and be like, bro, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up point blank period. And we have to. I don't care what they talking about. The females who say that shit. Man, it's on us, every man, every woman, and child. If it's two brothers in there having that conversation, hey, bro, y'all ain't supposed to, y'all can chill out, man. Is it a way that y'all can do that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's conflict resolution that has to be applied at the moment that we have that. Because if you're the quicker picker-upper, when a nigga knocking something over, you need to be trying to show me what you got.
This is the ugly part of it. Did not a man step in when he came with his thing? And
a young man, but a man no doubt.
He handled it how he handled it.
Correct.
See, this is the thing. You're asking for us to intervene, yet telling us how we need to intervene as men. This is my, that gray area. When you ask for XYZ from man, you don't get to determine how man handles how a man responds, because we're men and we handle things according to that particular moment. You just said it. Some moment may take us being a little more physically verbal, you know what I'm saying? More verbal. Some moments may take us to be more calm. We assess things depending on that moment. And then after the fact, you know what you should have did?
Right. I got you.
You telling me how I should have acted versus how you foresee this should have happened. You wanted a man to walk in with his chest out and say, "Stop it, both of y'all." And two other men to say, "You know what, Mr. Man with your chest poked out, you right. Because this other man stepped in and this is how we act as men."
Because that's how you perceive it.
Yeah, that's how you perceive. We carry on. Go ahead with this comment for Tyrone.
From Tyrone Roberts. I thought it was worth sharing. As far as the video, I thought it was worth sharing because it was more right to show how wrong this man was. I hate he lost his life, but this needs to be talked about and not laughed at.
He's right. And I think that's what Frenchie was talking about, saying that we have made light of so many things due to desensitizing, which has possibly affected a male psyche.
This is correct.
I thought it was worth sharing. Got another comment as well coming up. Tyrone Roberts. Yep, Mark L., you don't need to come to these women rescue.
We are all equal. Laughing my ass out. Not treating like they can handle the situation might be considered toxic masculinity. And I was going to talk about that, but let me ask my man Nemesi before I jump in on my rant because I got a mile to go. Go for it.
Well, the thing is, I have to acknowledge again. You had somebody that lost their life.
Yes, this is a fact.
That is unfortunate. And when we look at something outside of that first, that was unfortunate. That man, I don't know if he had a family. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why he chose that course of action to put his hands on the woman. But that's sad in itself, and it's also sad if a 14-year-old have to elevate himself to the level of my mom is being whatever
attacked.
Where's the grown men at?
Right.
Nobody stopped this.
He didn't have time.
So I'm not mature enough to understand when I pull this trigger, there's no
what
going
this
back.
Gonna do, but it's going to affect so many people, right?
But at my level of understanding, I have to do something.
Yes.
Like he said, that is a natural response.
Right.
But I will say this right here. I agree with being oversensitized and stuff. I understand his position on that. But do you guys remember, and maybe you guys may not be old enough, but when Roots first came out, do you guys understand how impactful that visual was?
Yes.
Or when Birth of a Nation, how powerful that
the imagery in that movie,
super powerful. And this is why a lady like Emmett Till's mom say, no, we're gonna show this.
Yes.
But this is the problem. When they showed those things then, that was a call to action. It wasn't just about, I'm gonna go look for the next one. And you're feeding this thing, but you're not doing a damn thing about the problem.
Got you.
You get up and get active in the community. You can't just sit here and soak this up because it's stuff constantly. You got to put your stake in the ground and get out. And as a productive member of this society, you got to put your stake in and get out there and get involved. And that's what's not happening.
Yeah. And so, and the piggyback, totally what you're saying, to just run that play, handing off the baton to me, is that we didn't even post it in none of our chapters. Man, ain't no shortage of niggas showing niggas dying.
Right.
No shortage of niggas dying either.
Ain't no shortage of niggas dying. So, but we do so much positive stuff in the community. We do so much good shit in the community. State to state, city to city. I'm talking about, and so what we look like showing them pump. I mean, we ain't pumping no white people being killed.
Right.
There's always niggas dying on the niggas' feed. So I'm not saying nobody shouldn't do what they're doing, but as far as us, our stake is providing, protecting, and making sure that what we doing and other people that's doing positive things and positive outcomes and things are being promoted intentionally. Because if you can't see that shit, you won't be that shit. And I want to ask this: is there anything she could have did to de-escalate her conversation for being so physical with him?
That's it.
Knowing that your 14-year-old child was right there,
and that's where the whole argument starts to kind of eat itself like a snake eating its tail, right? Because here's what happens. So for my natural response, yes, I would have tried to de-escalate the situation as quickly as possible. It may have taken my words, it may have taken my hands, it may have taken that pistol. I'm going to de-escalate this because this is my mama. So what happens is you get into the argument. Well, if it's not your mama or your daughter or your sister or your cousin or somebody related to you, you won't protect the black woman. Well, I'm protecting the black woman that I am immediately near. I'm immediately in charge of this.
Right.
And
now,
I don't know what their situation
is.
This is what I'm telling you is this is how the back and forth
Send me some of them links.
So then when that happens, then that and I'm like, I'm a lot like you, where I'm not gonna listen to that bullshit. Right. I hear it all the time. Oh, black men ain't protecting black women. Black men ain't protecting black. I'm not listening to you because I know the black women in my spirit are protected, and the black women that know me know I love and respect them, and they know I will go above and beyond to do what I can do.
And that's what I was
saying. But I'm not going to argue with y'all. You got it. I'm not going to argue
got it
with
a little bit. Right.
You got it. Go ahead. You may not be protected. And even your ass is protected enough to come talk to me.
About it.
Right.
Okay, so Mark, let me ask you this. Since it happened in Chicago, what's the usual, because we're talking about cultural reactions to things.
Yeah.
Look at it from two realms. The young man that shot him was how old? 14?
14.
Did he have a male influence to show him how to handle escalated situations? Number one. Number two, let's talk about the environment. We know Chicago has a very violent cultural reaction to things.
And that is what he sees, and that is what he knows, and that is what he grew up around, and that's what influences him. Correct. Did he have that influence? We don't know. All we know is that the result of this man losing his life had to do with whatever
he had to do.
This 14-year-old decided, my natural response at this point is this. So
it's cause and effect.
It's cause and effect. Agreed. That's my thought.
Nemesi, what's the closeout for you with that one?
I just think we need to have more in our mental toolbox to deal with these things, as opposed to that little
resolution.
box. Yeah, that little box that we chose. You get angry at something, this is how you react.
Correct.
But you got to peel back layers, and we don't have enough. We're not spotlighting or highlighting enough groups, men that are actually, like you said, doing these things. And I think it's just we're flooding the market with stuff that is not addressing the problem. So there are people addressing the problem every day. So it's like when we can get the light shined on that. And then again, we have to intervene immediately. Mm-hmm. We cannot allow for stuff to escalate, because the minute you say, hey, you're going to get the attention and you pull people out of this trance they be in. Yeah. But I'm sorry about that, bro. But you have to do it, because they be locked into that zone.
Experience.
It is. And
even I'm at a restaurant. I don't know these people from Adam, but it's a black couple out there. He's hitting upside the head. Everybody's standing around, and I'm like, hey, man.
What you doing?
Hey, bro. I left and went out there and addressed it. And like Dylan said, you know what? I got my family. I'm concerned, but I see my family even in this right here.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that somebody will put that in check in the community.
Right. But we have to create that from the community experience. Because I honestly, and even now, I would like to see somebody reach out to that young man, because what he doesn't realize, and anybody who's been around as long as we have, military based, anything you've been in that's dealt with violence or anything like that, we don't know the long-reaching effects of how that's going to affect him. Right. Okay.
Right. Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's 14.
So we need. So he definitely needs communication.
He can go one or two ways.
And the good thing is, shout out to my boy right now. New Era Atlanta's going up that way into that area. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? So maybe some communication can happen.
Yeah.
I want to say.
And we can start trying to do that behind the scenes right now.
Okay. So, Tyrone, I think the young man handled the situation the best way he could at the moment. When a man is beating his mother, that's kind of like what I was saying.
Yeah, exactly.
That moment.
That's the only way he knew to resolve it.
The way I look at it is sometimes you gotta evaluate where his mind is at. He's 14. Maybe this man is older than him, so he's already intimidated, possibly by an older man. I possibly can't take this man physically. But I know how I possibly can. So it's just everybody says, and we're soldiers, you know what I'm saying? And we from the streets, we know we always take something right now. What will require me fixing this situation right now?
And may I add, the gaming culture is all killing.
Right.
Yeah.
The gaming culture is all killing.
There you go. So it's what he's already has embedded in his head.
He's spending hours and hours with his headphones and his pot boy. I just killed.
And,
I said, I got how many kills you got? 500.
And the music, Chicago. He already listened to drill. He already listening to drill.
He didn't have a chance.
Right.
All right, so Mark.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break, man. We're gonna
because this man got food up in here.
Good conversation that we having in here today. Y'all stay tuned right here on the mail review. We're gonna get some of these almond joy, some of these crackers, and some of these chips. But we're gonna be right back, y'all. Stay tuned with us here on the mail review. We'll be right back. We're gonna go ahead and finish this conversation off. Give us about 2 minutes, and we'll be
2 and 2.
2 and 2. We'll see you in a minute. Get the business.
Like Woolery.
Hey, this is your boy Mark L., one of the members of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for the Mail Review right here on Yale Radiocast. Ladies, are you looking for something special to do for your man? Something to make him feel special, something to show him that you love and appreciate him. You should send him to For Men's Only, right there located in Sandy Springs. This is a men's only salon where he will be pampered. They have barbering services. They also do manicures and pedicures. Also, you can go and visit their website at www.fmogrooming.com if you want to get a look and see the services that they offer. And give them the hashtag #TheLeg. They will give you a discount off of your services for that day. So ladies, send him to For Men Only. We look forward to seeing you. And as always, the motto is, get the business.
Hey, it's your girl, Kay Chantel, your favorite one from Women in the Mic. I have a question. Do you own your own business and need advertising? Do you provide a service and want to increase your clientele? Well, bring your advertising needs to YaleRadiocast.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. We offer graphic design, web design, and video services. So, not only can you grow your business with Yale Radiocast, you can also listen to the hottest independent artists. Go to YaleRadiocast.com and get with the gold standard.
Yep. Hey, subscribe to the Vibe of Motivational Shit podcast, where we're bringing the energy, where we're bringing the electricity, and we're bringing the positivity. Let's get it! Hey, Lightworker Wayne, Director Huey G, and Super Healer. We partnered up with Yale Entertainment. We're live on every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And subscribe to our Vibe, because we're here to bring you the motivation and to bring you something positive that you can use to go further, that you can use to go into your dreams, and that you can use to tap into the greatest version of you. So let's get it!
They doubted greatness when I told them I embodied it. Slick Rick the ruler, man, I'm on my lighty.
Yeah, Radiocast, the gold standard of online radio. We already bring you all hits all day, but this one right here is for my hip-hop heads. Tune in to Lyrical Exercise Radio. All bars, all day. You already know how we bring it from the East Coast to the West Coast to down South and even international. Hip-hop ain't dead is right here on Yale Radiocast.
Like you don't have authority. You have a responsibility, but no authority. That's what I feel.
Well, those are some strong words, but Joya?
Yes.
You didn't ask for another date with him. What was the turnoff?
Specifically, the turnoff was when I asked that question about would you date a single mother? And Jacoby, you proceeded to tell me that basically you're a high-value man and you are too good for a single mother. However, you did also tell me that you were raised by a single mother, which is profound for me to think that a single mother's not good enough for you, but it's good enough for a woman to raise you. That's unfair, and it's very insensitive to women out there who have children.
All right, so because it's a cycle, I wanted to continue.
It doesn't have to continue.
So what I'm saying is that
it's more about why would you cut off and say that single women are not on the same level?
What you're supposed to learn from is history. So
you're
a very intelligent woman. You're a very intelligent woman, right?
Yes.
So if you know, as a woman growing up, you know it's the less likelihood for you to be successful by having a child. So what you do, you be more proactive. using condoms.
What's that got to do
making
with
sure
your
that you,
choice?
okay, if you're getting pregnant, then all right, cool. Maybe I shouldn't continue having this child because I'm not getting married. A better chance of me having a successful life by finding a man. That's what I'm thinking.
So you were raised by a single mother.
Yes. And
is your mother still alive?
I struggled. My mom's still alive.
Did she struggle or did you struggle?
Both of us struggled.
Okay, so your words that echoed all around social media, and I want to make sure that we have this clearly, were, I'm a high-value man. I've done things to step up my echelon, and I'm not going to settle for a single mother.
Yeah,
did I have that correctly? I want to be clear.
Yeah, we'll be selling.
Right. So what makes you think you're a high-value man? The car you drive?
No, the value I put out into the world.
What about your character?
I have great character. I built myself to basically have better choices. You want to know why? Because women can choose and make a choice.
They can.
They can say, I don't want to date a man that makes less than 6 figures.
They can.
And then what are you doing? You're
But we're not
demeaning a man.
talking about that. That's not the situation that
Listen, hold on.
That's not the
woman can say, I
conversation.
won't date a man less than 5'8", and a man could be 5'4". Do they care about
What does that have to do
ostracizing all of those
with
men?
anything?
If a fat man is sitting here, he can be a fat man, right? But if a fat woman is sitting here, you would say, oh no, we're body positive. Oh, no, we can't say that. We can't. It's all about picking her up. So every time you're saying something for a man,
bro,
it's down.
You got a lot on your back.
Yeah,
okay.
Man.
So what I want to be clear, not
rights.
just for you, but for everybody out there, is the car you drive, your resume, your bank account, your accolades is not what makes you a high-value man.
Definitely not.
We are all defined by the sum of our deeds and our character, and you, brother, are coming up to the sum of 0.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
More ways to watch OWN now.
Woo! Woo! Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Mail Review. Woo, that clip was hot, boy. Ooh.
Yo!
My goodness.
Hold on.
The looks on the men's faces in this room right now, boy. Ooh, Lord.
I've been waiting to get this clip in because this clip has been trending for about 3 to 4 weeks now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I got a couple of the brothers coming in, right? Let me go ahead and slide on them real fast.
Woo, that was hot.
Now, what I saw was, I don't want to trigger my brother Nemesi PTSD.
Lord, listen.
Look, hey,
I think we all started scratching over here like, oh.
Key 2 eyebrow raised. So I don't know if I should go ahead and lead in with my opinion.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
Go ahead, boy.
Let me do this. Let me ask Nemesi first. What did you pick up from that clip, sir? Because let me tell you, boy, the faces in this room right here. My goodness. We start with you, my brother.
Well, first, man, I think if you're gonna host something, you need to have better bearings. Don't get so personal with the response you're getting from people. I don't think that guy was out of bounds. I think just like people like Kevin Samuels, me and my daughter, again, we go with these debates.
Of course.
Like, don't hate on this man because he held males and females to the ideology of this is what is defined as a high-value man. And on the female, if you want to ascertain a high-value man, this is what you need to do. Males, if you want to achieve the status of a high-value man, then you need to do this. He wasn't cutting corners with nobody.
Right.
So she had to take him off her list of men bashing black women. But this lady right here, man, the only thing this guy is saying, look, I've been living. I got my stuff together. I would like to get somebody that is equally yoked. I don't want anybody else's baggage. That don't make me better. I didn't hear him say, I am better. You're not better, I think, because it's admirable that men that don't have kids will get with a female that's got 5 kids and take care of them and be that man and be that figure. But that is his choice to do that.
Choice. Say that again.
Now this woman, I'm very offended by the position that she tried to corner him in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has all right to say again. He's very clear. I'm not out here calling her trash. This. I want my life to be successful as I see it unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
Not my mama was single. Well, so what?
That was her.
Now she talking about, well, what that got to do with this? Look, my mama was single. I realized she went through this. I don't want that for myself. So this is where the change is going to happen. Respect that.
Okay, right on.
That's all. I'm just saying respect, man. Respect.
Right on. That's
I'm not gonna get pissed off about it, but I'm a little elevated. As a host, you should be more neutral.
Yeah.
So it's more so about how the host conversed in her verbiage rather than yes. Go ahead, Q2.
Because she's a medium. I mean, she's supposed to be a control.
Yeah. You're a mediator when you're a host of a show. It's been plenty of times that, like, depending on the content, Markel knows that I gotta let Trey Michael, for example. We know me and Trey go back and forth. Everybody knows that I love the hell out of Trey, and sometimes I gotta let her have her floor. And when she has her floor, which usually on the average of 9 minutes,
you go get off Trey Michael.
Usually on the average of 9 minutes, I say this is where we disagree, but I don't disrespect or demean her.
That's the thing.
And so what she's what I call a hired gun.
There you go. Talk about it.
Yeah, cause like Tucker Carlson, they hire guns at Fox. You know what I'm saying? You can have somebody being neutral and being honest and then present both sides respectfully. You know what I'm saying? And give them that time. But anybody who tries to just, I mean, like you said, she wasn't biased. And first of all, let's go back to
his choice.
Human, right? Let's go back to being human. Women have the right to choose.
Yes.
Men have the right to choose. That's it. And I respect that. I respect that because me personally, man, there's a lot of women that I dated and a lot of women before I had my child that I'm like, I told out the real. I was like, I want all my kids by the same person. Now, that may not happen like that, but that's how I'm gonna start this thing off. You know what I'm saying? And if she and I don't work out, and I find somebody else, you know what I'm saying, who went, yeah, but man,
you're entitled to change.
You had your first already, man. And I want to be stingy on that level. See that side was the mature level, but on a childlike level of myself, like, man, I want what I want and I want how I want it, and it's gonna happen. And I respect you, like you said, you ain't dating no fat boy unless that check right, or you ain't dating nobody who ugly unless that check right. I mean, so it's a lot of things that they compromise their morals on, and I might have been in an entanglement with Jada. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that check, right? You know what I'm saying?
Because it's Jada.
Right.
Shout out to light worker Wayne on the stream. Let's get it. Hey!
Oh, yeah,
brother.
Diggity. Yeah, so it's just the all jokes aside, every human has the right to choice to choose. God gave you free will.
Okay, so I'm gonna circle it back. This kind of like is where the lane gets blocked with the ideology of masculinity. We're expected, we're held to a standard of their vision of what a man should do versus actually what we're here to do. We're here to support the community, to push the community forward, to actually create the structure of the community. At the same time, though, I am here to create my family structure. This is what Kevin Samuels often said, and he wasn't too wrong about it. Now, I know we are in a new era where everybody got kids, but he said, hey, a man gonna want to have a child by, because that's his seed, that's his legacy, not some other dude. I understand that. Hey, now why y'all think my motto is FDK inking on the president? Okay, yeah, your kid cute, but your kid ain't mine. He did not come from my balls. I'm sorry. I dated a girl. She had 4 kids, and they was all over the place doing other nigga kid shit. Devin came down there. He was sitting in the room, and she said something. Yes, ma'am. Said something else. Yes, sir. She called me Drill Sergeant Daddy. How do you get your child to do that? Because he's my motherfucking child. Yeah. Because this is what I created. So when we go do something, her kids over here, my son. And then he'll pick something up, a little bit, because he is a kid, a little bit. Then she wondered why I started doing things separate from her kids with my son. Just want to leave that little tidbit. What you got, Mark?
Boy, okay. So I had not seen this clip until today. So it's fresh on my eyes, I gotta say. Things that stood out for me, definitely with the host. She absolutely had a reaction to the things that he said or how he felt.
Hit dogs holler.
The young lady who he said these things to, or who he in effort decided to not choose, also had a reaction. And even the gentleman that was sitting on the stage next to the host had a reaction.
Well, they got to have one of them.
Of course.
Right.
Now, I saw a black man supporting a black woman.
I said that.
I saw that. Because if you cut that brother away from her for a second,
I think that
and get him in this room with us.
I think that guy was masculinely toxic.
He should have blinked twice, is what I'm thinking.
He was masculinely toxic.
Because I'm going to say this, because here's what I saw, and this is square business. What you're saying is that it's okay for women to have a choice, but it's not okay for men to have a choice. Again, he didn't say, I don't want to be with you because I think you're an ugly motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. He said, she said, would you date a single mother? And he said, no, I would not. Now, the rest of that, kind of like what you pointed to earlier, is just fucking feelings and emotions.
Right.
How you felt like, you taking me aback. Why you were so emotional? Because you really thought he was the one. You thought he was a high value man. He said he's a high value man. I'll tell you this, I'm a high value man because I am what I create. Right. And who I say I am is who I am. Mm-hmm. So if I feel that way, you can feel like I'm full of myself, but that's your feeling. Right. That's your emotion. That's your experience of me. However, I am who I am, and fuck what you talking about, because at the end of the day, I have a choice.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
I have an absolute choice. So for them to go at him in the attack form and then turn around and call him toxic,
I'm going to tell you what happened.
That was crazy.
Let me tell you what happened.
Because all of us, because we heard it together and we all heard it at the same time. Now, you may have seen it. Did you see it? When we heard it, all of our faces were like, you know when you bark at a dog and the dog go like this? That's how we all did. It was like, what did she say?
Listen.
What is it?
What happened?
Huh? That's exactly what happened.
That's what happened.
What happened? What had happened was,
God damn it, that nigga Kevin Singles was right again.
Oh my God.
I'm a single mother and I would have got away with it.
Oh my God.
And he said this.
But this dude knowing his worth.
He said, because I'm pretty sure that's why they brought him on there, because they kind of, they vet these people they bring on the show. High value man. We're going to say high value man with this woman, and we're going to change what it is. But they did not think
that he was going to answer.
Whoa.
The way he answered.
No.
Honestly. The conversation. Now, here's the real thing.
Once again, it don't mean that she's wrong for having kids.
Right.
He said was,
he didn't follow her for that.
Let me say something. Man. All right. So if had I been him, right? Me personally, I would date. I would date a single mother. I would date. I mean, you're asking will he date them? So I mean, he wouldn't date. I would date. Now procreate. This is a different conversation.
A whole different conversation.
But that's with anybody. Dating don't mean procreation. Dating mean this may change later on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to be around a child and they're beautiful and loving and you know that they need nurturing. And because every time I've been in that situation, I couldn't do nothing but be that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking, I got kids everywhere that I've raised just by being around a certain mother, and then because some mothers they can't take that stress, and they be talking to
haven't reached that level of maturity yet.
But man, I the reason I have is because I know we need male figures, and then if you're gonna be around a mother like that, you're gonna be in the kitchen like that, and then it's hard for me not to say what's going on at school, especially if she's not gonna ask, or you cussing at your child and be like, hold on. You don't talk to me like that. You shouldn't be talking to them like that. And if you want me to be around, you need to stop talking like that.
This is who you are, though.
But Shouter say he don't want none of that. And you should respect his opinion.
Now,
when say I won't date nothing.
But this is the thing. We never go into why. Maybe it's not even he has anything an issue with having kids. We know as men when we get involved affectionately with that child, we become the disciplinarian. But what happens to certain mothers? Don't talk to my baby like that. Don't touch my baby. If I can't have a true impact on this child's future, this child's life, it ain't about having kids. It might be, I can't even be who you expect me to be, but you want me to pay these bills. You want me to pay this car. You want me to buy this little ugly ass child some clothes. You want me to show up to PTA meetings. You want me to take pictures on Instagram like this. I am not the stepfather. I'm the father that stepped up. All that cliche BS. Then when it comes time to whip this little child, don't be impactful.
Well, you might not need a whooping.
Oh, you might. I'm not talking about when you might not. I'm talking about when it is time to damn put a foot to his ass.
I just think that if you're going to be the man, just like Chuck D said. Chuck D said, when a man in the house, all the bullshit stops.
Yeah.
So your presence as a man should be present. It don't matter what if now, like you said.
Yeah.
Now if I'm coming in and I'm not their father, I'm a father figure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do all the things that I'm supposed to do because you can't change me.
Right.
Right.
You know, just because next time another man come around or whatever, these are the characteristics and attributes, because we know that women really outnumber the men, and we got to address it, and we're gonna have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
We have to put those people under protective custody. We got to, because kids are running a rate.
You're right.
And if we don't address that and stand in that gap.
Now how do you corral the point that maybe as a leader, as somebody who creates the structure, and you got to combat with the mother on whatever this child needs? How would you handle that?
And that's a deep issue and conversation. But this is where you have to talk real strong with that person. And some of them are really not ready to hear it. They're not ready to accept it, but you got to understand why they are that way. Men have been absent in these households for a long time.
You're right.
They're not just going to hear that right away.
In real life, and I would take, cause when they land up and you talking about, I love you, I'm like, well, you gonna have to do this with y'all and them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
need you to
because you hear a woman say, "I love you." But then she say, "I love rain," but when it rains, she go she under an umbrella somewhere. I love the wind, but when the wind blowing, she closing windows. You a lie. I love the sun. You under the shade when it come out. You don't even get to the beach.
I hear that, brother.
No, show your love in action and start with the thing that came out your body. Stop talking to them like that.
Yeah.
Have a space for that. You doing the best that you can, and your mama and them did the best what they can, raising you, and maybe their best wasn't good enough for this situation right now, so you got to be better.
Get better.
Get better.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and if you love me, you're going to be kicking all that flag, man. Hey, man. 1 + 2 =
Hey,
11.
How come you won't talk to your badass kids? How come you won't talk to your badass kids? You don't love them?
But watch this though. So watch it. The crazy thing is when she be gone, they listen to me because I talk. Like we be like, don't do this again because you're supposed to get a whooping, right? Okay, you did it again, right? I'm not gonna do it again. Videotape you. Okay, now you do it again. I be like, you want to see what you said, right? I'm like, what's next, don't you? So who's making this decision? You have to kind of just understand you making adults for the future.
Correct.
So you have to speak to them with some type of decision-making skills and accountability skills. If not, they're gonna be saying we don't need them, or we should.
We're gonna end up where we.
So the kids is the future. We just have to invest in them like you do with a plant. You can't just give a plant water. The plant need nutrients too, man.
Son.
It need nurturing too. The difference between dirt and soil, one is alive, one is dead.
Correct.
One has nutrients in it that you put a seed in, it can grow. And once it do come to the oil, you still got to keep the certain type of environment. Let that wind blow in it so it can get a little stronger. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not, you making kids that can't go outside. It's too hot to walk outside. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's nothing that's going to be progressive for the people who have to provide for us in the future. So
My man. And that, I mean, at the end of it all, man, really, I think what it was is his inside voice came out. Because come on now, the thoughts that we have in our mind, hey, I'll tell you what, I like Geico. I have saved a bunch of stress by shutting the fuck up.
What you talking about, man? One thing about it, I can have $3 trillion and still couldn't afford to give a fuck.
Right. This is my point. See?
No, because I'm not. Because my time I can't get back. So if I gotta fuck with you on that time tip, I need me times 3.
Yeah. There you go.
I need to learn something. You know what I'm saying? I need you to get something. I need for us to come together and then build something.
Build something together.
Damn right.
That's correct. We're right on, man. Hey, Darwin, you got anything else for us today?
I think that is it.
You gonna let it breathe from now?
Let that breathe.
Let it breathe. Let it breathe. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all again for definitely tuning in with the Male Review. Myself, my brother Dylan, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, also the 2 extraordinary gentlemen who came in and joined us today. We got some stuff to talk about. We got a little bit, just a little bit more.
All right.
We got to talk about some things that we doing out here in the world, y'all, because that this is what men do. We got to talk about some
All right,
stuff,
so new area in Los business. So I appreciate once again the opportunities that all of these community outreach programs have going on and asking for the assistance and the services of Yale Entertainment as a collective. And I said this to Key 2, who just stepped out a second. I said this to Key 2 is he said something because everybody's playing their part. And I'm not necessarily the community face, whatever, and that's a good thing. He said, well, you are black media, and we need black media.
Absolutely.
We need more black media to push the true images of us and to push the true narrative of what we're doing to combat what is presented to us, which circles back around to what we're talking about.
Yes.
The influence of masculinity or what is deemed to be toxic, which is a fake ass goddamn word in my eyes. Yes, there are wrong people in the world. Are you toxically fat?
Lord.
I keep on telling you, are you toxically feminine? Are you a toxic ass child? I think toxic kids do exist. Toxic
children.
Toxic children.
Toxic
Yes.
children.
Yes.
Toxic environment.
Toxic youthfulness exists.
Yes.
Toxic, or do you come from a toxic environment that makes you a toxic person? So what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like we got to be real careful about how we are letting these words develop
and label
us. Yes, there are wrong people there are bad people in the world, but when you look at the bigger scheme, just like you said with your daughter who's influenced by what the media said and her thinking that men are bad people that she's scared of, we got to give the other side.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for, man. Markel, what you got to close out, bro?
Hey, man, all I want to say is thank y'all again for joining us on another Saturday. Hey, and you see what we got going on. Definitely know that there are men out here who are not toxic. We are not using that word toxic masculinity because we do believe that the masculinity that we provide is helpful and definitely good for the community and the world at large. Again, Mark L. here with the Male Review.
The leg, man. The leg is in the
League
building.
of Extraordinary Gentlemen is growing and growing every day. That leg is getting stronger. Shout out to all the members of the leg. Shout out to all the people that come and kick it with us. Shout out to all the people on the stream. Shout out to those who have given. Please be sure to share this stream with at least 3 people. We used to ask for 5. Was that too much?
No,
we broke it down
5
to 3.
ain't too much.
5 ain't too much, but just 3. Call your friend and say, hey, this dude with this king hat on be tripping. He do. But go ahead and share it out.
I'm working
and
on
have them share it out. He's working on him. Hey, look. It's a work in progress, as always. But thank you for definitely coming out, Brother Nemesi. Definitely thank Brother Key 2 for coming out today to kick it with us. And, of course, thank you, Brother Dylan, for being here and helping us provide this wonderful network. And thank Mark L. for being here.
Mark L. for being here.
On time.
On time.
For
and
once.
not on vacation.
But shout out to everybody that's out there. We love y'all. And man, thank y'all for joining the Mail Review and the flagship show of Yale Radiocast and Yale Entertainment. I just want to say, as always, our motto is get the business. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you for tuning in.
This is grown man business. The kind of swag don't need a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them bags, popping them tags. You know how we bless that cash. The grown man biz. The grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business. The flow is tight, show you right. I'm the one you can say.